Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is Armani Thomas. And today's question for today's video is, what is one of the things you think you need to do on the road to success? You need to reinvent yourself, okay? Because you certainly are not going to get anywhere with staying the same. So when I say you need to reinvent yourself, that comes with a list of things, but it's just two principles I have. So I have reinvent yourself as the first principle. When I say reinvent yourself, I'm talking about not being the hamster on the wheel, not continuing the same cycle that you've been doing on repeat, on autopilot, on replay mode, because it's such a habit that's been ingrained in you for the last how many years, for the last how many 6 months, for the last cycle of your life. Okay, right now we are in the month of November. So the month of November means December is the last month of this year before the new year comes into play, and then we start over with the first quarter. We are in the fourth quarter of the year, which means it's time to find that dog, right? It's time to pull out that drive, that heart, because the energy that you started off in the beginning, in the beginning of the year, the beginning of the day, the beginning of a routine, you like, yep, I got all the energy, I'm good to go. That's like when you in school, and a lot of people are not really morning people when it comes to being in school. Then you got those people that, yeah, they are morning people. And then by lunchtime, you wore out. You done for the rest of the day. You done tapped out, right? So at some point, because you still got work to do, you still have classes, you still have work, you still have responsibilities, you still have routines, you still have work to do that you have yet to accomplish, because you still have an objective. You still have goals, right? It's time to pull out that dog. It's time to find and start working with heart, because you start off with your energy in the beginning, but your energy is only going to take you but so far. So when I say reinvent yourself, you need to become a person that, now we're in the fourth quarter, now you need to play, now you need to work, now you need to, from the heart, because you're not going to soar to the next level if you still trying to work off of energy you barely got. You ever hear a saying when people feel like, man, I got the weight of the world on my shoulders? How far you think those people get in life when they keep replaying that in their mind? Man, there's so much I got going on. I don't feel like I could do it no more. Man, this weight is getting too heavy, right? Your stand-up straight posture starts to slouch. You start to lean a little bit. Now you looking sloppy, right? No. You have to mentally prepare yourself, invent yourself. You have to socially prepare and invent yourself, because what you think about and what you speak should be aligned the same. Your thoughts and your social, right? The way that you feel and your actions, all of those things should be aligned for you to continue, for you to prosper, for you to exceed above what you're used to, your norm. Does that make sense? Cool. So reinventing yourself is gonna mean you need to create new habits. You need to create new actions. You need to follow a new routine so that you're not on the hamster wheel anymore. You're not on a treadmill no more. Instead of you walking the same way to and from your destination, how about you venture? You venture off and you find a different way. Okay, you start to learn something new you ain't know before. It might be easier to go the way that you've been going, and that's fine, but what are those results? And what has that been getting you, right? So let's venture off and let's find something else. Let's figure something else out. Okay, Armani, I've been reinventing myself, but still nothing has happened for me. Okay. Growing up, you were a kid first, right? And you were told what to do. From being a child to the next level of being a teenager, to the next level of being a young adult. Around about being a young adult, not even young adult, around a teenager, not even a child. You want to do stuff on your own. You get curious. You want to venture off, you want to try new things, your excitement, right? But being a child means you don't have enough knowledge, experience, skill sets for you to venture off the way you think you may want to. Does that make sense? Right? So you're told what to do for a reason. You have to learn the basics of life. You have to follow rules, etc. Right? So you elevate to a teenager. Okay, you got a little bit of something, barely. Like you scratching the surface right now. Okay, then you become a little more experienced. Right now, you might not want to do what you as a kid did. Now you're a teenager. Now you want to, right? Because your mind is changing. You're experiencing more of life. Right? Then you elevate to being an adult. So now you're not being told what to do no more. You have to reinvent yourself to start telling yourself what to do, right? Your mom and your dad is not waking you up for school no more. You gotta wake yourself up. You gotta tell yourself, right? Your mom and dad is not cooking for you no more. You gotta cook for yourself. You gotta tell yourself, right? So these are little things in life that we don't pay attention to, or we might take advantage of when it comes to, oh, okay, it's just been like this and that's just how it is. But if you mentally, like if you look at it in a different way, you can actually fine tune it and use it to your advantage. Okay, understand that reinventing yourself is going to mean is not gonna be easy, right? It's gonna be rough because you're used to that cycle. You're used to moms waking you up and then you go from there. You used to moms got dinner for you when you get home. You used to, I got the safety of the home when I used to live with my family, right? It's rough when you start to live by yourself. It's rough when you gotta set your own alarm and get up when that alarm goes off, right? It's rough when you're learning something new. It's rough when you don't know, when you don't understand, but you're not giving up. You're teaching yourself because you understand that in order to run, I first had to learn to walk. Right? You had to start at one level to elevate to the next. Does that make sense? You had to learn to tie your shoes. You had to learn to wear shoes, right? So be grateful. Like you need to start having a mindset to accept hardships. You have to accept that it's going to be hard. It's going to be rough because your mind is not familiar with success. Your mind is familiar with poverty. Your mind is familiar with problems. Your mind is familiar with complaining, but your mind is not familiar with a more thoughtful environment, people that solves and has solutions to problems. Your mind and your reality is not familiar with people that are above and beyond. Like everybody in your circle, for example, birds of a feather flock together, right? So the people that you're the closest to, guarantee you, there's a trait from that person that's instilled in you. Bet you. You'll be like, man, I don't like that so-and-so dude. I can't believe I'm starting to, right? Because they're close to you and they have one of the most effects or impacts on you, right? So if you don't like your flock that you're around or that you associate with, change it. And I'm not telling you that's gonna be easy either, right? Because you're comfortable with those people. You might have been friends with those people for years. But again, where has that gotten you? Are you happy with where you are? Because if that's the case, you wouldn't need to watch this content. You wouldn't need to reinvent yourself. So clearly you are not. If you're not happy with how your life turned out, you are watching this video, right? So you're learning that you need to pay attention to the small things and fine tune them to your radar that's gonna help you elevate. So that's gonna mean changing some people in your environment, right? That's gonna mean changing the way that you think about some things. That's gonna mean you have to pick up a book, learn something you never knew before, or start taking advice from those people that have been giving you that advice and you ain't been listening. But you see they're somewhere that you might or kind of want to be in life, right? You have to face some challenges. No, it's not going to be easy. Getting up and going to school every single day has not been easy, but you had to do it. Now, you have to make yourself do it. It's another level. You're not gonna always want to. Just like when you was a kid. You're not gonna always want to get up and go to school. Just like now that you're adult, you're not gonna always want to get up and do your side hustle either. You might have been excited about it at first until you got to the hardships of it, until you got to the I don't understand what the heck's going on parts of it, right? So same way you made yourself get up and go to school 5 days a week, you should be putting double that time in for yourself 7 days a week. No, you didn't have to go to school 7 days a week. But think about how your weekends were. Was your time productive? Or was it the mindset of, man, I can't wait to get out of school so I can do nothing with my time? Like, just think about it. Hanging out with friends, that's not doing nothing productive. Y'all going to the movies, you're spending money that you should be saving or investing. Y'all hanging out for hours, not doing nothing productive, not working on your skill, not working on your craft, not making yourself better, not learning something new, you know, right? So that's just a few examples. Reinvent yourself. You might need to change that flock that you got around you because you flapping, but you're not coming up off the ground. Think about that. But it's time to get to work. And with that, enough said, let's get it.